Hi everyone, do you like watching movies? I really do, and I'm super excited to dive into the wonderful world of film with you all. Today we're going to learn more than 30 new words and phrases on the topic of movies. I'll be doing that in an engaging way, giving you lots of cool examples from real life and real movies. And after you watch the video, you'll be able to talk about movies like a pro. By the way, watch this video till the very end, because right there, I have a special gift for you. So grab your popcorn and let's get started. Let's start talking with genres. Well, be careful how you pronounce it. It's a genre, genres. Basically, these are different kinds of movies. Each one has its own vibe, its own rules, and its own stories. The first genre we'll take is an action movie. Well, think of explosions, car chases, heroes saving the world. And an example of this is Mission Impossible. Just amazing, thrilling. And then we have a comedy. Get ready to laugh. These movies are designed to make you chuckle, giggle, and even burst out in uncontrollable laughter. And an example of this might be The Hangover. Have you watched this? Another genre is a drama. It usually explores, some deep, serious themes and often evoke strong emotions. For example, The Shawshank Redemption. The next genre is a horror. Prepare to be scared. All those ghosts, monsters, which I'm really afraid of, And an example here is The Conjuring. This movie is sure to give you nightmares. Another genre is a sci-fi movie or a science fiction movie. Spaceships, robots, and some futuristic worlds. Well, anything is possible here. For example, Blade Runner is a visually stunning and thought-provoking masterpiece. Another one is a thriller. Something really exciting going on. You'll be on the edge of your seat. An example here is the movie called Seven. In the next genre, drawn or computer-generated characters come to life. These are usually, happy movies called animated movies. And for example, we have here Toy Story or Toy Story 3. There are many. Another genre is a documentary. Real-life stories presented in a factual and informative way. I really enjoy these. And for example, Planet Earth is a really thought-provoking documentary. It just shows you how beautiful our planet is. Another genre is a fantasy. Magical worlds, mythical creatures, for example, The Lord of the Rings. A truly epic trilogy. That's what I can say. And the next genre is a Western. There's only one word I can think of when mentioning Western, so it's a cowboy. For example, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is a classic Western with iconic music. And now, what are your favorite genres? Let me know in the comments. And now let's break down to what actually makes a movie. So the movie elements. For example, plot is one of the most important ones. It's basically the sequence of events that make up the whole story. It's basically what happens from the beginning to the end of the movie. For example, the plot of the movie was very complicated and difficult to follow. It means I didn't really understand the story that the movie was trying to tell me. The people and the creatures in a story are called characters. For example, the main character, the main hero, was very kind and optimistic, like Forrest Gump. The setting is basically where and when the situation or the story takes place. This could be a real or a fictional location, so an unreal location. And for example, the setting of this film is a small town in the 1950s. So basically, all the action is happening in this small world. When two or more people talk, this is basically a dialogue, and these are the words spoken by characters. For example, there are many dialogues in this movie. The soundtrack is the music of the film. It's, what makes the movie epic and memorable. For example, the soundtrack of Interstellar is epic and emotional. By the way, have you watched Interstellar? Going back to Interstellar, here we talk about special effects, the visual illusions, the tricks. And by the way, did you know that the accuracy of the black hole in Interstellar was so high, it led to new scientific discoveries? So the scientists understood more of how the black hole works. That's amazing. And it's also important for us to learn how we can talk about movies, whether they're good, bad, interesting, boring, but these adjectives are so simple and they don't always show what we truly feel about the movie. So let's learn some more. For example, thrilling. Thrilling means exciting, enjoyable. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. For example, the movie's thrilling plot was a masterpiece. It was something iconic. And another adjective is really similar to this one. This is captivating. Captivating means holding all your attention completely. For example, the story was so captivating, I watched the whole movie in one sitting. I just started doing that and I finished. Then a movie might be visually stunning. This means that this is beautiful. This is impressive. For example, the landscapes in the movie were visually stunning. I looked at them and I was excited. I was amazed by how beautiful they were. Another cool adjective is heartwarming. That's basically clear what it means, but anyway, it evokes such emotions as warmth, love, happiness, optimism. For example, it's a heartwarming story about friendship and family. And by the way, those people who are subscribed to my Telegram channel already know that like a week ago, I watched the movie called Rain Man, and I think that's a really heartwarming movie. Another adjective is thought-provoking, which means that the movie makes you think deeply and a lot about some important issues. For example, the film was really thought-provoking. It raised many questions inside me. Some documentaries are usually thought-provoking because when you watch it, you then think deeply and you understand that, all right, I should change the way I treat, for example, our planet, or the way I treat my body, and so on. Then a movie might be suspenseful. It means full of tension and uncertainty. You don't know what will happen next. For example, the movie was so suspenseful, I couldn't look away. And the opposite of it is predictable. So this is like boring, right? The movie that is easy to guess, what will happen next. So everything is clear already. For example, the plot was quite predictable. I knew who the killer was from the beginning, so there was nothing interesting in this. It's usually considered to be a bad adjective when you talk about movies. And another important adjective is overrated. It's also slightly negative because you use this adjective to talk about movies which have received more praise, more respect than they actually deserve. For example, I think that movie is a bit overrated. It wasn't as good as everyone said it was. And from this sentence, we can see that the person actually expected more. The opposite of overrated is underrated. So it's basically a movie that has received not enough praise, not enough recognition. For example, that film is definitely underrated. In my opinion, it's amazing. Alright, now you can talk about how a movie feels. But what happens behind the scenes? Let's peek behind the scenes and meet the people who bring these stories to life. And one of the most important people in the movie making process is a director. It's the boss, the person in charge of the entire production. For example, Christopher Nolan is a famous director. There are also people who play roles, right? An actor, for example, like Leonardo DiCaprio, Or, for example, an actress like Meryl Streep, so she's a legendary actress. But there are also actors and actresses who also appear in movies, but they're less important. They are called extras. These are the people who appear in the background, often without speaking roles. They just exist because they need to create this whole crowd of people. For example, thousands of extras were used in the battle scenes of Gladiator. Then another person is called a screenwriter. This person writes the scripts for the movie. So it's basically the words that the actors say. Another important person is a producer. This is the person who is responsible for the financial and logistical aspects of the film and its creation. And finally, we have a makeup artist. This is the person who applies makeup to the actors and actresses. For example, the makeup artist transformed the actor into a zombie. Okay, everyone, that's a lot of information, but take a deep breath. Don't worry, you don't have to memorize everything right now. Do you remember that at the beginning of the video, I told you something about a special gift? Well, we've learned lots of words, and I want to help you memorize and remember them. For this purpose, in my Telegram channel, I already uploaded the whole list of these words. I also included their translations into Russian and some more interesting examples. The link will be down below. Click on it and download this PDF file for free. And coming back to the topic, it's time for some practice. Remember, if you don't use it, you lose it. I want you to think about the movie you've seen recently. What is the genre of this movie? What are some of the key elements of the film? What can you say about the plot, the soundtrack, and so on? And what adjectives would you use to describe it? For example, I recently saw Spider-Man: No Way Home. It's an action and sci-fi movie. The plot involves Spider-Man trying to fix a problem that brought villains from other universes to his world. The special effects were amazing. I thought it was a very thrilling and captivating movie, even though it was a little overrated, in my opinion. Now it's your turn. Take your time to think about a movie and try to describe it using some of the new words and phrases you've learned today. Write your small texts in the comments below. Don't worry, there are no wrong answers. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new format and hope to see you in my next videos. Stay motivated.